Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Thursday. What? Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Put in the chat, what is one word you guys would use to describe how your week is going? Let me see it. Let's put phenomenal. I hope I spelled that right. I'm having an amazing freaking week so far. Hope you guys are doing the same. Guys, it is kickoff day. And coincidentally enough, I was using that language. I was in a meeting with Amber right before we jumped in here. And I was in a meeting with our team actually. And I was like, kickoff. Today is kickoff day. I'm so excited to kick off this. And I totally forgot that this weekend is a Super Bowl. I don't even know who's playing, but I'm super excited. It's the one time a year that I watch football.
The Seahawks are playing, and the guy
The
that Tom Brady was playing for forever.
Seahawks, and I know who Tom Brady is. Who
Seahawks
else
and the
was it?
Patriots.
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 Yeah.
The Pats.
So, fun fact, Tom Brady's daughter plays volleyball in the same league as my daughter when we do travel ball. So he's always there. They're,
What?
yeah. Tom Brady just sits on the sideline like the parents. We're all just sitting there with Tom Brady.
What's that like?
It's interesting. He's got very fashionable shoes.
He's got questionable shoes.
No, questionable, fashionable.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's all.
Butt chin.
Jordan says her week has been intense. That's how you describe your week, Jordan?
It has been, guys. It's been really intense. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Good. None of it's good, but it's not bad either.
Good. Good. You know what? This would actually, you know what? This may be a really great way to kick off today. Jordan and I had the pleasure of talking yesterday for almost an hour. And
Yeah, it was great.
you know, I think there's probably a lot of people in here, Jordan, who are really interested in how they can build a business with skills that they already possess and
Mm-hmm.
using this challenge to uncover what those are, understanding what business they need to build and what that roadmap needs to look like over the next 30 days. And then the next 30 days after that to get them to a completely different place by
Yeah.
the end of the year. A lot of this stuff, like it's crazy. A lot of this, if you want to have something you've never had, then you've got to do something you've never done. And in order to do that, you've got to have access to new information. Because if you keep doing the same thing that you've always done, you get the same results that you've always gotten. So, you don't have to get super deep into this. I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I just thought,
You're good.
seeing you this morning, and I thought, man, well, this would probably be a really great segue. Everybody's kind of heard from me a little bit, but it may be a little bit different hearing kind of a perspective change or maybe some insights or aha moments that you had during our conversation yesterday and why those were important.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they were crazy. I mean, first off, the conversation was just so honest and transparent and just like you took me where I was at, but you didn't sugarcoat the realities of what I wanted. And so there was so much value in being like, you see what I'm trying to do, and maybe that will work out, maybe it won't. Um, but ultimately, like the focus was in the wrong area. And like, what is the skill to build your business on? And what are you going to be spending all day, every day doing? What is your skill, but also like what's going to be enjoyable about that? And I mean, I changed so much this month, like we talked about, just in where our business was headed and our investments and real estate and all of that stuff. But I didn't focus at all on what the main skill was I was going to be using to grow and what this business was actually going to look like. Because you can say I'm an investor, but what does that actually mean? And what do you bring to the table for people? And how does that build your business and grow your business and make you useful to the community? And so it was just such an awakening and such a good conversation. And it gave me so much good homework to be like, okay, I need to actually understand what it is that I have to offer and how to use that to make me better for the community and better for myself. So those are some of the brief takeaways I got out of it.
You're awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. As I reflect about like where I started, I always thought that if I could just check that box, if I could just buy a property or something like that, that's just bringing in money, like that will be the thing that I need. But then I don't know if you guys saw, we talked a little bit about it last week. There's like there's regulation that's on the table right now, that's going to affect real estate nationwide. I think it's a Senate bill that's starting in Arizona, and it could affect wholesalers, creative finance, like everybody nationwide. And so I want you to think about that for everybody who's in real estate right now. If your mindset is, I'm going to leave my W-2 because I want to go buy real estate, or I want to own real estate, or I want to be part of this or whatever, and this regulation comes down, think about where your mindset goes.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you guys would be, and this is just a rhetorical question, I just want you to think about this to yourself here, but how many of you guys would think, oh my gosh, I had this plan, regulation came down, I can no longer do this thing, and now I literally have no idea what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go make money. And that, my friends, is the point. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you for being here. That's the point of this challenge here, guys, over the next 30 days, is because there's something that you guys could be doing right now to be making active income. And it's not just the skill sets, but it's knowing, how do I take the skill sets? How do I take this foundation? How do I take this experience that I already have and deliver value to the marketplace? Because that, my friend, I want you to write that down. Everybody go ahead and write that down. You get paid in direct correlation to the caliber of skills that you bring to the marketplace. That's it. That is the only way that you get paid. So if you're spending your time, energy, and effort kind of focused on maybe checking a box as opposed to something that is going to force you to deliver an absurd amount of value to the marketplace, then you're doing it wrong. So, is everybody, let's see here. Let's kick this off. Is there anybody in here right now that wasn't aware that today is kickoff day for this challenge? Put a 1 then in the chat if you are, if you jumped in here and you had no idea that we were starting a challenge today. Put a 1 in the chat if that. Okay. Elbug, you knew we were having a challenge today. Come on. Wow, there's actually a good amount of people in here that didn't know that we were kicking off a challenge today. Okay, so we are kicking off a 30-day challenge. We announced this last week. We're kicking off a 30-day challenge for this exact reason. Actually, perfect pivot. From Jordan and mine's conversation yesterday. And there's a lot of us that started out a certain way, thinking that this is how money works. And then the instant that thing could be taken away, whether it's regulation, whatever it is, you're left. If you don't know how to go and make money for yourself, if you don't know how to go and create active income, I'll share something else with you. This is something that I try to share as often as I can because it was so impactful for Amber and I. When we hired Dan Martell as a coach, he said a problem that can be solved with money is no longer a problem. So I want you to think, if regulation comes down and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. I don't know how I'm going to pay my mortgage. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. I don't know how we're going to survive. I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know how whatever it is, whatever problems that you would have from, as an example, this regulation coming down. If you have the money to cover those things, then they're no longer a problem. So a problem that can be solved with money is no longer a problem. So the way that you eliminate, your problems don't go away, they change, but the way that you eliminate certain problems from your life is by understanding how to go and make money. And I think there's a lot of us, at least at some point in our entrepreneurship journey, that think to ourselves, well, I'm not qualified to do this. I'm not qualified. I don't know what I'm doing. Has anybody ever thought that? Put that in the chat if you've ever thought, man, I'm brand new. Like, who am I? Who am I to go help somebody? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm still working a W-2. So often we tie our identity to, maybe you're making $30 an hour in your W-2. just as an example. Could be whatever figure. And so the thought of taking the skills that you already have that somebody's quantified, somebody has said your value to the market is only worth $30 an hour. And when we tie our identity to that, to come on to a Zoom like this and hear, oh my gosh, you're telling me that I'm already qualified to be making more than what my W-2 is currently paying me for? That is the point of this challenge. That's what we're going to be going over with you guys over the next 30 days. That's what we're going to be helping you guys with over the next 30 days. That's what we are kicking off today. Last week, we put a WhatsApp chat together. And we had, where is Seema in here? Seema, I just want to say thank you, first and foremost, for being the rock star that you are. Thank you for being our biggest cheerleader. You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
We want to give you a free ticket to our event in March.
Thank you so much. That
You
means
bet.
a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
When I
most
heard
welcome.
about the challenge, I blasted it to all my contacts that I knew, and I might have missed someone. And then people were asking me, I was like, just get there, please. We'll find out later. Just get in the damn Zoom,
You are
chat.
awesome.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate
bet.
that.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited about it.
Thank you. This challenge is not going to be like anything that you guys ever gone over before. I can promise you that. I guarantee that. So a couple things before we start getting into this, just kind of let me take care of some house cleaning things. If you are not in the WhatsApp chat, please take 30 seconds right now. Go shoot me a DM on Facebook or on Instagram, either one. And just say, hey, I'm not in the WhatsApp chat. Can you add me? Go shoot me a DM. At some point today, I will get you guys added into the WhatsApp chat. Also, everybody who is in the WhatsApp chat said that there was a lot of people that said, I want an accountability partner. How many people would benefit from being either in an accountability group or having an accountability partner? Okay, cool. Perfect. So we're going to take care of that as well. We've graciously, we've had a handful of our clients that have volunteered to help facilitate and run and oversee these accountability groups. They know what's up. They're doing it. And so please give them some love, because this is all like in addition to everything else that they're doing. They were so gracious to say, hey, Jesse and Amber, we would be more than happy, willing, and able to help kind of fill in some of the gaps. So for this challenge, we are going to be meeting every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys don't have that written down, put that in your calendar. Make sure you guys set a reminder. It's going to be the same Zoom link every single week, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Amber and I are going to have some very core things that we go over each week to help push you guys along, to help push you guys forward. The accountability groups are there to kind of help fill in the gaps. So when you guys have things that you need help with between Thursday to Thursday, that's what those accountability groups are for. And we'll get in a little bit deeper into that, okay? So everybody who wants one...
And I'm Zane Playosamwa. Welcome to NBC.
Oh, Megan, I'm going to mute you for a second, friend. Please make sure you guys are on mute, because today is already going to be, I probably forecast maybe about 2 hours for today. Here's what we're going to do. Everybody, when you get added to the WhatsApp chat, if you're not in there currently, I need you guys to please go in and add your first and your last name. If you don't go update your WhatsApp profile to your first and your last name, you will not get added into an accountability group. Right now, I'd probably say about half the group is just a bunch of random phone numbers. So if that's you, make sure you go into WhatsApp really quick and just update it so everybody can see that it's not just your phone number. That is your first and your last name. Because what I'm having my team do, by the end of today, they're going through that WhatsApp chat, and everybody who has updated their profile to their first and their last name, they're going to get thrown into an accountability group. What I'm not going to do is throw a bunch of random phone numbers into a bunch of random groups. So if you want to be part of the accountability group, you need to get into the WhatsApp chat. Again, DM me real quick. on Messenger or on Instagram. And at some point today, I will get you added to the WhatsApp chat. Once you are in the WhatsApp chat, if you want to be added to an accountability group, the only way that you can get added is if you update your first and your last name. If it's just showing up as your phone number, you will not be added. All right. Anybody have any questions so far?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
What if people don't change their number to their name?
If they don't change their number to their name, then they're just going to be in the WhatsApp chat. They just won't get added to an accountability group.
So they're still going to participate and we don't know who we're talking to?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Good question. Good question. Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions? I know you guys are going to have questions along the way, and that's fine. That's okay. This is awesome, guys. We got 80 people in here. This is incredible. This is really fun. Okay. Amber, let's go ahead and let's kick things off. You want me to pull it up on my end?
Would you like for me to pull it up on my end?
Sure. Yeah. Because I don't even know how to go through the slides. Beautiful. Okay, so week 1 this week. So our week is going to start not Sunday through Saturday, but it's going to be from Thursday to Wednesday. So every single week is going to start for this challenge is going to start on a Thursday. So we're going to introduce new information to you guys every single week. And every single week is going to build on what we went on during the previous week. For those of you guys that don't know, Amber and I both have experience teaching and facilitating. I did it professionally for the military. I was an Air Force veteran for 15 years. This is what I did. I love to build curriculum. So everything that I do is very military pinpointed. It's very military structured. It is very step by step by step by step by step. So that is how this challenge is going to be. So please, if some of this stuff is already, you may think you know it, don't just set it aside. Don't say, hey, I don't need this information. I have found the most successful people are the people who just assume that they don't know, and they are more curious than anybody else. So even if you think you know where this is headed, or if you think you know where it's going, don't shut it out. There's going to be information in here that everybody is going to need. And in order for you to get it and to retain it the way that that Amber and I want you to, it's going to have to be step by step by step by step. So I acknowledge, I understand that everybody in here is at different levels. You have different experiences. We're going to do everything together. A rising tide raises all ships. Cool? We all agree to that? Okay, so this week we are going to be focusing on, like I said, some of you guys, we have to start out. Some of you guys might know what you're good at. Some of you guys might not know what you are good at, and that's okay. So where we are going to start off is helping you guys identify, like, what experiences do you have? What are you actually good at? Amber and I, actually, we've got a friend. I don't know if he's on the Zoom right now. I don't want to out him if he doesn't want to be outed, but we had a friend who messaged us a couple nights ago. And after maybe about 3 weeks of kind of going back and forth and working with him, he messaged us a couple nights ago and said, Jesse and Amber, I just want you guys to know that I took the skills I already have. Like, I didn't think that I was qualified to be doing this. But he took the experience that he had, the things that he was doing for his W-2, and went and in 3 weeks' time, went and made $6,000.
Nice.
And he's on track to have to line up another opportunity that produces an additional $5,000 a month.
Wow.
There's opportunity everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. But you have to have clarity around who you are, what are you good at, what value do you bring to the marketplace. So if that's not something you're looking for, these opportunities that are right in front of you, you're going to miss. So this week, we want to help you guys uncover what you are good at. So we've got some things that we're going to give you guys at the end of today. For everybody who stays on, we have things that we're going to give you guys for the end of today that's going to help you uncover this. A big part of what we're doing here is not only helping you guys uncover like what you're good at and what you can build a business around, but then how to use AI to accelerate that. So all of this kind of just introductory. I'm just giving you guys context right now so you guys know what to expect over the next 30 days. So this week, we're going to uncover what you guys are good at. We're going to help you uncover your skill sets, things that you could already be monetizing that you've never considered before. Next week, we are going to, you guys are going to be given an avatar today. We are going to give you guys and assign you guys an avatar. We'll get later into this today, so you guys will have more context around that. Next week, we are going to take that avatar that you guys are and show you all the different businesses that you could build, buy, monetize, your skill sets, everything that you could be doing to pair with that avatar. And then over the next couple of weeks after that, we'll be talking about AI, how to pour gasoline on what you guys are already doing, how to use AI to generate leads, to close sales, to fulfill all the things. There's never been an easier time in the entirety of the world, ladies and gentlemen, to be building a business like this. I mean, since the pandemic, 2020, we've had more people leaving their jobs, becoming entrepreneur, building online businesses. There's never been a better time to monetize your current skill set than there is right now. And you guys already know this. This is a conversation that nobody is having. So if you get in early right now, you ride this wave, you are going to turn this year into such a drastically different year than how you anticipated on starting it, or maybe even how you thought you were going to end it. If you want different results, then you have to do something different. But in order to do that, you need different information. So today we're going to be just setting the tone of what to expect and help you uncover what skill sets do you guys currently have that you can help or that you can start monetizing. Next slide. Okay, your moment is right now. Okay, you guys already have what it takes, period. Here's the deal. Right now, you possess skills. Others need those skills. If you already are doing something inside of your W-2, your W-2 isn't the only people that need those skills. Mm-hmm. And when you understand how to take those skills to the masses, that's when you're going to grow your wealth. That's when you're going to increase your cash flow. That is when you're going to increase your active income. Okay, you don't need years more training. You don't need another degree. What you have today is enough. You can start creating massive value. It's enough to start earning income, and we're going to show you how. Okay, so let's start off with your Mount Everest. There's a really important paradigm shift that I want everybody to take from here. Now, if you guys don't already have a notepad and pen, I would encourage you guys right now, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Go grab a notepad and a pen because we're going to be doing some drawing and you guys are going to be needing to take some notes.
Yep.
So this Mount Everest was something that was introduced to Amber and I at the beginning of the year. And your Mount Everest is so stinking important. It's beyond, it goes beyond just what is it, what kind of money do you want to make? It goes beyond just how many deals do you want to do or what businesses do you want to buy? It goes beyond, those are really shallow ways to measure a Mount Everest. Your Mount Everest, I want you guys to write down, is the impact that you want to have. What is the legacy you want to leave? What is the impact? How do you want to change the world? Now, why this is so important is because when people are trying to understand and learn how to go make money, they're chasing money for money's sake. The question they keep asking themselves is, how do I go make more money? How do I go make more money? How do I go make more money? When in reality, the question that they need to be asking themselves is, how do I go provide more value? Because the bigger impact that I can make, the more money that I'm going to make. So when you reprioritize or reshift your paradigm to not be focused on how do I generate money, but how do I just go provide more value? The money you want to make is simply nothing more than just a byproduct of the impact and the caliber of value that you can provide. That is what your Mount Everest is. I'll share mine and then I'll have Amber share hers She and I have both have very similar Mount Everests. But it also is so important to understand what a Mount Everest is and to have one because it helps filter out what you should be saying yes to and what you should be saying no to. Anything that is in out of alignment from what my Mount Everest is, it's so beautiful because all I have to say is no, 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 no. You guys get on Facebook. I don't have to tell you already know. How many times you get on Facebook and somebody has another opportunity, another property, another business, a gas station for sale, a thing, whatever. There's no shortage of opportunities. When you have a Mount Everest, it keeps you in alignment on focus on that one thing. You should be saying no to 10 times more than you're saying yes to. So my Mount Everest, I'll give you guys an example here. And then I've got a framework. I'm going to share my iPad and we're going to do some drawing so you guys can start plugging this in right now. So my Mount Everest, actually, you know what? I'll share my Mount Everest while I'm sharing the framework. I'll have Amber go ahead and share hers real quick.
Okay, so my Mount Everest is about helping 1 million people, and I started it off wrong. I want to change 1 million people's viewpoint about money. And what do I mean by that? I want them to have a better relationship with money. So I do not want them to be fearful. I do not want them to be, upset or have a scarcity mindset. I saw that Steve put something in the chat, and I loved that because here's the thing, there is unlimited amounts of money out there. Money is basically currency, and currency moves. And so money's always moving back and forth. And as it moves around the world, you can always take a share of it. And so that's exactly what I want. I want people to understand that no matter where their journey is, if they've lost money, if they failed, if they've been truly successful, it doesn't matter. Wherever you land, you can always make more money, always, no matter where you are. And so I want people to have the wisdom and emotional regulation to receive all the money that they want, as long as they can have an impact for the purpose for their life.
I love that. Thank you, Amber. Appreciate you, friend. Let's go to the next slide. I don't know if I need to draw right now or if I draw after the next slide. Let's see what we got. Perfect. So go ahead and take the notes on these three things. So the framework I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to let you write this down, or unless you guys want to screenshot this. Here is a 3-step framework that I'm going to give you guys for your Mount Everest. Okay, I want you guys to write some things down. The cool thing about this, guys, is the more clearer you are, it doesn't matter how much you want to hustle. I like to tell people, you will never out hustle a lack of clarity. It doesn't matter how long you want to work or how much you're willing to work. If you're not clear, it's irrelevant. So that's why we're taking a little bit of time this morning to kind of set a foundation here to get everybody some clarity here so that you can start working towards the right things. I'm going to give you guys your Mount Everest here. Okay, but I also want to share with you guys, I want to bridge the gap a little bit between what I've shared with you and what we're going to go over. Understanding your Mount Everest is really, really important. Like I said, it helps provide a direction on where you're going and the impact you're going to have, because the money you want to make is nothing more than what? Put it in the chat. Who remembers? The money you want to make is direct impact and value. Absolutely. Andrea nailed it. Money you want to make is directly tied to the caliber of skill set that you bring to the marketplace. Yes. Okay, perfect. So Step one is understanding what your Mount Everest is, because your Mount Everest is going to help you uncover the impact that you want to have. The greater the impact that you have, and you're going to get clear on this, just take some notes here. The impact that you have is going to, the money you want to make is going to be a byproduct of the impact that you have, of the value that you create. To make a greater impact, you have to increase your skill set. And if anybody needs help interpreting my hieroglyphics, just let me know. So we got impact is tied to the money that you want to make. To make a greater impact, your skills are going to determine the caliber of impact that you're going to have. Yes, Deb. Deb asked, the Mount Everest is a 5-year goal, correct? Absolutely. Your Mount Everest is your 5-year goal. So what does this framework look like? I want everybody draw a triangle or a pyramid looking thing. Number one, I want you guys to write what your Mount Everest is. Give your Mount Everest a name and be specific. The more vague and generalized you are, the more unclear about what you should be doing as you're going to have or you're going to find. So as an example, my Mount Everest is to help 1.74 million people make $700K a year plus. That's my Mount Everest. So notice how it's so specific. There's no questioning it. So I want you to think about, as an example, if this was your Mount Everest, then all the opportunities you see floating around on social media, all the random people that are reaching out to you that want to hop on calls, all the random Zooms going on. For me, if it has nothing to do with this, then I say no to it. I don't do it. 1.74 million people. Anything that's outside of this, I say no to. So you guys being here, you may not realize it, but you guys are helping Amber and I accomplish our Mount Everest. So I do want to extend a token of gratitude and say thank you guys for being here. Put in the chat, what is your guys' Mount Everest? And by the way, what you write down today and right now is going to change. I'm not expecting you guys to write something down and then it's going to be the thing that you're committing to for the next 5 years. I'm not asking that. Kevin says, I'm still figuring it out. Andrea says, how can I word that as a mindset coach and energy healer? How many people do you want to help, Andrea? And what do you want to help them with? Saunders is helping seniors and veterans. As a vet myself, I love that. Put a number to it. Be specific. David Roberts says, be the #1 Christian VA housing behavioral health clinic services network in the country. I love that. What parameters do you need to know that you're #1? Like, what does that criteria look like? Texas Bill Pace. Love that, dude. All for the vets. I love that. When you guys can quantify it. Now, let me give you an example. You guys remember me talking about up here? The impact you want to have, that's how you make money, right? We all agree? You create impact first, and then you make money. Okay, so if I wanted to sit here and say, well, I want generational wealth. I want to create active income, and I want cash flow, and I want to be making $1 million a year or several million or 8, 9-figure business, whatever it is, it's not enough just to just sit here and declare something. Because the money you want to make is tied to the impact. So if I do want to say, I want to create generational wealth, I want to be the one in my family lineage that changes everything. Is it fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, that when I hit my goal of helping 1.74 million people make $700,000 a year, is it fair to say that I will have officially achieved generational wealth by that time? Arguably well before that time. Do we all agree on this? Put a yes in the chat. Yes or yes? Okay, so this is how I want you guys thinking. This is why it's so important to name your Mount Everest. That's why it's so important to have a specific number tied to it, because the money you want to make is a byproduct of the value that you bring, and you have to be able to quantify it. So that's number one. Again, I know that you guys, whatever you put today, odds are, might not be the thing that you focus on for the next 5 years. The point now, guys, today is just about changing your paradigm. It's about changing the way that you're thinking about your skills, yourself, the business you could build, the money you could make, and the value and impact that you could create on the world. Think about for a second what could happen if everybody thought like this, if everybody had this much clarity, if everybody's first instinct was to serve first, and having enough clarity to know that they're already enough. You're already enough. Each and every one of you are already enough. I want you to put a little base or a support here, a foundation on the bottom of your triangle. And this is number 2. This is your why. So what is your why behind doing the thing that you're doing? Because if you don't have a why, and if you don't have a why that is emotionally charged, then you're not going to stick with it. You're not going to see it through. You're going to constantly change directions. You're going to constantly be confused. You're going to constantly be on a hamster wheel. You're going to constantly be opening up your phone and looking at the gram at what everybody else is doing and say to yourself, well, I don't feel like I'm getting enough traction. I don't feel like the thing that I'm focused on is the right thing. I see people over here doing this. I see people over here doing that. And you're going to get distracted. So you have to have a why that is emotionally charged, that is going to keep you in, is going to keep you focused. Yumi, I love your comment. Yumi said, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, makes me happy to see people rise above and be the change I want to see. It's amazing. Okay. I want you to chop your triangle. And I want you to put 3 horizontal lines. So we divide our triangle up into 4 spaces. What 4 problems are you going to solve with your Mount Everest? By being able to identify what problems you're going to solve, we'll be able to quantify the impact. What 4 problems does your Mount Everest solve? Well, you guys are writing that down. Sanja said, my Mount Everest is to create a nonprofit that facilitates me being able to provide housing to foster care alumni and to teach them financial literacy. Oh, I love that. Love that, Sanja. This has been a goal for me for decades. Everyone entrepreneur venture that I've ever started was based upon a problem. I love that, Sanja. And I know you're going to do it too. I've known Sanja for, man, a few years now. I've seen the tenacity and the resiliency that you have. I have no doubt that you're going to do that. I love that. Marjorie Megan Baker says, I want to impact 100,000 veterans and troubled youth, create unshakable identity and grounded self-worth through programs supported by equitherapy. Equitherapy. I don't even know what the hell the word that is. Equitherapy. Did I say it right?
Equitherapy?
That's what I said, Megan. Don't judge me. I went to public school.
Jesse. It was just a delay on my side.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Everyone got this. I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to keep moving forward. We're 42 minutes in here. Yumi, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, does everyone see the slide?
That's a new
Okay, so
slide.
here's sorry?
That was a new slide.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so here are some examples on what your Mount Everest could look like. Okay, you want to help 1,000 small businesses automate their workflows. Okay, this is huge. Now, these are like real life examples here, guys. And as we kind of get further in today, you're gonna start to see the shift here. So this is huge. You're giving entrepreneurs back their most valuable asset, which is time. They get to ditch the repetitive tasks. They get to focus on real growth, on creativity, and that is a game changer. I love that. You're going to enable 500 professionals to transition careers successfully. This is important. You're guiding people to their new levels in their professional lives, helping them identify their power skills, positioning them with confidence in exciting new industries. That's an amazing impact. You know, as I'm reading these first two, like, and I was looking at the chat as you guys were putting out your guys' Mount Everest. Like, I'm so proud of you guys because I'm seeing a lot of similarities in the way that you guys are wording yours versus these examples that we have here. So kudos to you guys. You guys are doing it. You'll create educational content that reaches 100,000 learners. Here's the deal. You're democratizing knowledge. Did you like that, Megan? I got that one right. Democratizing knowledge. You're making expert level training accessible, affordable, and actionable for people who thought they were locked out. This is how you change lives at scale. Beautiful. Amber's like, I don't know how to change the slide. Whatever happened to, like, why can't people, the one thing that PowerPoint did get right that everybody else should copy is like hitting the space bar. Boom. Everybody else should copy that. Is it not letting you go to the next slide? Oh, you're having mouse problems. What do we do as entrepreneurs, guys? We just build the parachute on the way down, right? Okay, how your Mount Everest pushes you. Here's what I want you guys to understand about your Mount Everest. I normally don't do slides, but there was so much information, guys, that I wanted you guys to take away from today that I wanted to make sure that I didn't skip anything. So some of these slides I'm going to talk, some of these slides I'm going to read, but I just want to make sure that we left no stone unturned, so to speak. So your Mount Everest should be big enough that it scares you a little, but specific enough that you can see the path forward. Helping 1.74 million people, I can only imagine the amount of volume that it's going to take to accomplish something like that. Not, let alone the amount of people that you're going to have to open yourself up to. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to understand. As you guys begin to provide more value to the marketplace, like here's something that I'm teaching my kids right now. The more people that you help and the more people that you impact, there's also the other side to that. There's also you open yourself up for more criticism at the same time. And that's hard. And so as you're going through this journey, there's so many reasons that make entrepreneurship difficult and business difficult and the impact that we want to have difficult far beyond just being able to name your Mount Everest and having the strategy. Like community is so stinking important to keep you on track, keep you motivated. Okay, you cannot play small with this impact vision. Go back just real quick. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything on that last slide. Okay, don't play small with it. I actually was seeing, as I was looking in the chat, I actually saw a couple people putting like 7 figures in terms of like the number of people they wanted to impact. That's awesome. That's how you should be thinking. You should always err on the side. If you're going to overthink something or if you're going to You should always err on the side of thinking too big than thinking too little. And that's kind of the point of this Mount Everest, is kind of help you if that's something you're not used to, like really use this exercise and this framework. If you just put something in place, as I was giving you guys that framework, think about it over the next week. Think about what is the impact that you want to have based on what your guys' skills are, what you uncover, what you find out about yourself. What is the impact you want to have? And I want you to go really, really big with it. You are the one to create this image. Okay. Defining your guys' framework. Okay. We already kind of talked about this a little bit. Name your Mount Everest. I want you guys to be specific, be specific, and then identify 4 problems that you guys solve. Okay. If you want to conquer your Mount Everest, it's not complicated. It's a simple framework. It's not easy, but it is simple. Okay. This is how you get crystal clear on your first mission. You name your Mount Everest and you be specific with it. What's the massive thing you're going after? Next, you establish your why. This is the fuel. And then you identify 4 problems to solve. Okay, cool. I think we've hammered down on this. Next slide. Okay, your impact equals your income. We kind of went over this a little bit. Let's see here if there's anything else I want to add in here. Amber, if there's anything else that you want to add in here as well, please feel free.
Well, I will say this, Jesse. I thought this whole time I was unmuted, so I've been saying things at different times. You've been like talking over it, and then like one time you answered me, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized I can't even because this PowerPoint, this gamma is on a different screen, my mouse is struggling. And so I have to put this down in order to even find where the mouse is. So I'm on a struggle bus back here. So I'm going to let you take it away in terms of communication. And I'm going to go back to muting myself. But just understand, if you ask me a question, it's going to be a good 15 seconds before I can unmute.
No worries. Oh, Allison asked if we can go back 1 slide.
Let's see if we are capable of that, Allison. What in the world? There you go.
It was close.
That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you need anything off of it? Or did you just need to screenshot it? What's up?
Screenshot.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so go back 1 slide real quick. I want to kind of explain something here. I'm going to use, is Angel Whitney in here? Angel Whitney, are you in here, my friend? I've known Angel for a few years as well. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Angel Whitney, you guys, she's somebody you guys should know for sure. Angel, I'm going to give you guys an example here. So your impact equals your income. The greater impact that you have, the more money you make. Okay, I'm going to reiterate. I'll probably reiterate that several other times throughout today because I really, really want this hammered down. If you solve a problem, you create value. Now you help. If you solve one person or one problem for one person, you've created value. Now you help 100 people, you've now exponential value. You help thousands, now you're building wealth. So money is just a scoreboard. And that's literally how I think about it. The amount of money that you're making is literally a scoreboard on how much value you bring to the marketplace. That's what you get paid for. Angel Whitney, huge veteran advocate. She put together, I think I shared this with you guys maybe last week, but I'll repeat it for some of you guys who either didn't hear it or would like this reinforced. I think this is super valuable to understand here. Angel is a huge veteran advocate. And Angel decided that she wanted to help veterans in a way that I haven't really seen people help veterans before. And if there's any other veterans in here, you guys know what I'm talking about. When you get out of the military, understanding what benefits you have is extremely difficult. As a matter of fact, 70% of people who get out of the military, 70% of our veterans right now, guys, And just for reference, there's 18 million veterans in the United States. 70% of those 18 million don't even have their disability. They're not even being financially compensated by the VA for injuries that they sustained during their service. And that's something that they're entitled to, guys. 70%. And I would probably venture a guess it's because they don't even know. Sure, they have services out there, but you have to know about them in order for you to be able to even take advantage of them. Angel saw this, and Megan says, my dad was one. Yep, mine too. Mine too. Angel saw this, and she thought, hey, you know what? I have a lot of experience with the military. I work with them. I'm at the V. She helps out at the VA and at the American Legion, and so she understands the military lingo. And she said, "Hey, I can use AI to scrape data to find anything and everything about what benefits veterans qualify for, both nationally and at a state level. And I'm going to put all of these resources into one document. And I'm going to make this super affordable, and I'm going to sell this document for $10. Now, here's what she's doing. Here's her strategy. Here's how she's building her business. She's taking that document, and she's now reaching out to all sorts of veteran and military affiliated groups, nonprofits, USO, Wounded Warrior Project, all these VFWs, because she's taken this one thing and she's asking herself, how can I create a business strategy around this that helps as many veterans as I can? Now, you guys do the math here. A $10 document, if she can put that into the hands of 100,000 veterans, how much money is that? Put it in the chat.
Whitney, Deborah.
$1 million. $1 million. And by the way, guys, those 100,000 veterans only make up 0.5% of those 18 million veterans that we have in the United States right now. 0.5%. If she can just serve and create enough impact and enough value for 0.5% of the total amount of veterans that we have in this country, she's created $1 million business. And so now the game becomes, how do I do that? That's the game we're playing. How do I do that? Your impact equals your income. Let's go ahead and move. Next slide, please. Bill said $1 million equals 45% of taxes. Bill, this is why we're not getting rid of real estate. Real estate is just not step one. Real estate is step two. You go make $1 million, you learn how to bring enough value, and you build enough skill sets to go do something to where you make $1 million. That, ladies and gentlemen, is when you invest in real estate. That is how you grow your wealth. You don't get wealthy by buying real estate off the get-go. You prolong and grow your wealth by putting your money that you're already making into real estate. If you don't have money coming in, then you shouldn't be, real estate's not it. Go figure out how to make $1 million first. And then once that business is overflowing money, having your accountant tell you, hey, you've made too much money this year, I need you to go buy real estate. That is the leverage you want. That is the position that you want to be in, ladies and gentlemen. That is when you go buy real estate. Okay, why impact and income are inseparable. Okay, here's the value exchange. Here's what I want you to understand. Every deal, every transaction, it's all about value. You solve a problem for someone, you save them time, you help them hit a goal. That is value. You give them a PDF with a list of all the resources that they qualify for free as veterans. That is value. So how does society reward that value? With money. It is simple. The bigger the problem you crush, the more people you help, the deeper the transformation you create for them. That's how valuable your work becomes. Impact isn't just related to income, but it is the foundation of your income, and that is important. Now, sustainable service. You can't pour from an empty cup. Let me repeat that one more time for the people in the back. You can't pour from an empty cup. To create lasting impact, you need resources. Now, it doesn't take money to make money. It takes resources to make money. And to create that lasting impact, you need resources. You need time, you need energy, you need tools, you need people, you need skill sets, you need strategy. Generating income from your impact isn't selfish, it is strategic. When you monetize your skills properly, you can invest in better tools, you can reach more people, you can deepen your expertise. Income enables greater impact that generates more income. It's this very, very interesting cycle. Next slide. Jordan's asking about slides. I'll help you guys. I'll answer that later. Okay, so here's again just another example of numbers. Hey, you help one person, you create immediate value. Your time is limited. You can only help so many at once. You help hundreds. This is where it starts to get exciting. You build systems, you create processes, and now your impact is multiplying exponentially. And then to have that massive impact, you need platforms, you need products, you need automated delivery. That's how you reach thousands. So that's why you see people, how many people in here have ever thought that I need to be at a certain place to go and, I don't know, put an event on? I need to be a certain place in my business to speak at an event. Anybody ever thought that? Let me know in the chat. Have you guys ever thought, hey, I need to go establish a certain amount of credibility and experience before I can go speak on stage? You know what? I used to think that too. Put my hand up. What I have since learned that very few people know and understand, that most people don't, is when you see people getting on stage, it wasn't because they built this big, amazing business and then simply got invited. It was because at some point they hit a level of identity where they understand that being able to speak at an event or something like that is the strategy that's going to get them to where they want to go. They understand that to help thousands and thousands and thousands of people, doing it the way I'm doing it right now isn't going to work. I need to pull different levers. I need to facilitate a completely different strategy to get me in front of more people to create more value.
Can I add something real quick, Jesse?
Please. Yeah, of course.
I also feel like, just side note, I'm going off on a tangent here. If you ever have the opportunity to grab the mic, grab the mic. Like if somebody's walking around with a mic, like you have something to say. And in this game of business, it is about who knows you. It is about the eyeballs getting on you. Y'all, I'm in so many. I want to be on anybody who hosts a mastermind, anybody who hosts a workshop. I want to be on their sizzle reel. I want to be in their testimonials. I want to be on the video where their promotional videos. That's who I want to be, because suddenly I'm getting more eyeballs on me. The last mastermind I was in, I was at the one from 2 years ago when I went this year. Like it was me playing on a loop on the big screen, and I loved that. And so, just like Jesse said, if you didn't think you're someone who can get on stages, you are. But more importantly, you should just start grabbing the mic right now, because people need to know who you are. And there's no price tag for that. Like the more eyeballs you have, the more you're going to succeed. So
You're 100% right.
Correct.
100% right. This game, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, is not about who you know. It's about who knows you. And so if you're spending your time still playing the who do I know game, then you're doing it wrong. You're getting passed up by people who understand it's all about who knows you. Okay, so here's a couple examples, whether you're a coach, a creator, you're a consultant. It's all about how do you take the skills, the things that you have, and just bring more value to the market. Next slide. Okay, you already have all the skills that you need. Next slide. Okay, here's something that I want you guys to see. I'm going to put this in the WhatsApp chat. Everybody has a MACDOT. Everybody in here has a MACDOT.
What's a MACDOT?
These are you guys will fall into one of 6 avatars, whether you are the messenger, you are the artist, you are the connector, you are the detective, the operator, or the technician. So a MACDOT is an acronym for 6 different avatars that you guys will fall into when you go to figure out, okay, what am I? What am I good at? And what can I create a business that's generating active income around? How can I use this avatar as leverage to go bring more value to the market? Okay, next slide.
Excuse me, can we go to slide 12, please? I forgot the screenshot.
Oh,
Well-
we'll be sending these slides out. You guys will get these slides. I'll
Okay.
make sure everybody gets a copy of these
Is
slides.
that AI or Amber moving the slides?
I think it's Amber.
Just curious. See, I'm making myself known.
It's probably AI. If there's a lot of mistakes that you're noticing, it's an AI hallucination for sure.
It was really, really, really hard not to steal a stage when you all were like talking about stealing the stage, because I did have a lot of things to say, but I didn't really want to say it and steal a stage because, you know,
I had to wait for the right moment.
I don't know if this was the right moment. We still got a lot we got to get through, and we've been on for an hour.
Yeah, David, I've been thrown under the bus enough. I figure it's time for AI to get some shade.
Okay, you guys are going to fall into one of these 6 avatars. Okay, everybody has a MACDOT avatar. The problem is right now, for the most part, everybody in here probably just not has known about it so they could monetize it. The messenger. What is the messenger? Now, some of you guys might be looking at this already and might think, hey, I may fit into one of these or the other. We've put something together for you guys that is going to be an AI master prompt that we are going to give you guys. You guys are going to be able to copy this master prompt into ChatGPT. GPT is going to interview you in a very specific way to help you uncover what your MACDOT is. So you might find things out about you, or AI might help you identify patterns it sees based on the answers to the questions that get you guys thinking in a way that you haven't before. And so that's kind of the point of this week and helping you guys kind of understand what is your avatar, what is the thing that you should be leveraging and stepping into to create your active income. So we got the messenger. You can speak, you can write, you can explain complex ideas, you can tell stories and present like a pro. Guess which one I am? You've got the artist. You can think design, create visuals, solve problems, and develop amazing content. The connector. You teach, coach, facilitate groups, provide excellent service, and build communities. The detective. You research, you interpret data, you recognize patterns, and you think strategically. The orchestrator. You manage projects, you build systems, you optimize processes, and you coordinate everything. And you have the technician. You're proficient with software, troubleshoot problems, automate tasks, and are digitally literate. Some of you guys, I see some of you guys saying, I'm either all of them or I feel like I'm more than one. Some of you guys feel like you might be one. Odds are you guys are probably going to fit into a couple, but the master prompt that we're going to give you guys is going to help you guys uncover what your strongest 2 are. You're going to have a major and a minor. You're going to have a primary and a secondary. And that's what you guys are going to focus on. All right, next slide. Your skills inventory, okay? Let's get down to business. I want you guys to take 10 minutes right now. Identify your current skills across these categories. And this is just kind of a brain think, kind of like a brain dump. Look at these different categories, and I just want you to write whatever comes to mind. There's no right or wrong answer. I don't want you to think about this. too hard. I just want you to write to whatever comes to mind. If you've done something multiple times, if people have told you that you're good at it, write it down. Just get it on paper. And I'm gonna here's a different the 4 categories I want you guys to think about and consider. Because anytime I tell anybody this, the reason we're doing this challenge, because Amber and I have been shouting this from the rooftops for going on a year now. And the biggest thing that people come back with is, oh, well, I'm not good at anything. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't have any skills. I don't have the experience. I don't. So everything that we're doing right now, even if you think you know, take the time and really challenge yourself. Number 1, your hard skills. These are your specific teachable abilities. Think software tools, languages, technical processes. What are you actually good at? Like hands-on good at? Your soft skills. These are things. Do you guys know, by the way, they analyzed a bunch of billionaires. And the data that came back with these billionaires was very interesting, because these billionaires, they had high IQs, but what was even greater was their EQ. If you guys don't know what EQ is, these are your soft skills, your emotional intelligence. How well are you able to connect with people? How well are you able to persuade people? How well are you able to help people? How well are you able to empower people? These are your interpersonal abilities: communication, empathy, leadership. How do you adapt? Anybody ever been at a job or in an environment that was like so hostile? Deb raises her hand. Yeah, I have. You know what? It's the people that come in that are cool, calm, and collective that have the impact to change those types of environments or organizations. And so you see, there's, again, success leaves clues. Something that Dan Martell shared with Amber, and I'll share with you guys if you guys want to write this down. He said, to go make $1 million, you're going to do that from systems and processes. Millionaires focus on systems and processes. Millionaires build systems and processes. Billionaires build people. Billionaires build people. Anybody connecting the dots here? What Amber and I are doing?
Mm-hmm.
Billionaires build people. So if I already know that, if I've already been given the answers to the test, then that's where I'm going to start. That's the fastest way. You'll make $1 billion. You've got to become a billionaire first. And the money follows after that. You've got to build people. That's why we're doing this. Domain knowledge. What industries do you know inside and out? What topics do you know? What categories do you find yourself interested in? What kind of YouTube videos do you find yourself watching? What kind of content? Like if you were going to scroll your TikTok right now, what kind of content is going to post? What kind of content is going to pop up? You know, Amber and I do this thing. It's called we call it hacking the algorithm. So where a lot of people treat social media kind of like an entertainment platform, she and I will purposefully go and like and heart and comment and follow people. So we, like right now, like our whole thing is AI. Like we're so involved in AI right now. So when you go on either her or mine's TikTok, that's all you're going to see is just AI. So every time we pull out our phone and pull up TikTok, we are learning something that we didn't know. What is your hidden skills? This is crucial. What comes naturally to you that others struggle with? What do you do effortlessly? You know what? I think there's a lot of hidden skills that all of you have that you don't even know. And you won't know until you a lot of times, like those skills, those things that you're good at, there will be certain skills that you guys will uncover when you get put into certain situations. So people always talk about like wanting the millionaire results. But what people don't talk about is also the millionaire problems that come along with it. And so when you incur those types of problems that inevitably will come up, if you get to that point, there's going to be hidden talents and skills that are inside of you that are dormant right now that you didn't even know existed. And you won't know until you continue elevating, you get put into certain situations, and then those things are going to come out. Tam said, Jesse, turn up his mic volume, please. Am I quiet, guys? Is it hard? You guys hard to hear me?
We could hear you, but you know,
Okay.
when you're asking, can we hear you? You did sound louder. Just
okay. Hey, can you guys hear me? Got it. Okay. Next slide.
Yeah.
Jesse, this is my favorite. You saying next slide. I'll live for that.
we should just turn every time I say next slide into like a 30-second reel. We'll post today.
I mean, I feel like you are a king when you say, hear you. Next slide, please. And I'm like the court jester not finding my mouth.
Hey, and look, there's his box of gold right there.
There it is.
Exactly. I'm like, anyway, continues, kind sir.
Okay. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Some of this is repetitive, but the reason it's repetitive, if there's anything that I've learned as a coach, coaching thousands of people, it is this. Sometimes you have to hear the same thing. Has anybody got kids in here? Or maybe even you. Maybe you can even use yourself as an example, but have you ever been like had to have somebody tell you something over and over and over and over again? And maybe it needed to be worded in a different way for it to really land the way that you needed to, for you to be able to be like, oh, I get it. I mean, I heard what you were saying before, but the way you just worded it now, it's like, oh, light bulb. I get it. So if some of this stuff is repetitive, that's why. Because I understand that a lot of this information for you guys is probably pretty new. It's probably a completely new way of thinking, probably something you haven't considered before. That's probably why you're here and taking this challenge. So to kind of help better shift the flow of the paradigm shift that you're having, I'm hoping that maybe we can continue saying this, but maybe saying it in a different way will land a little bit differently for some of you guys. So if it's repetitive, you guys are like, I got it. Then the repetitiveness just isn't for you. It's for somebody else. So the hard part about uncovering some of this stuff is there may be things that feel easy for you that you've never considered. Like you've never considered it a superpower because it just comes natural to you. And you just, in your mind, because you probably haven't talked to anybody about it or asked anybody about it, they look at you like, oh my gosh, I don't know how Deborah does this. I don't know how John does this. Angel does this thing where just anytime she gets the mic, like she's just a rock star. Anytime I see Amber on the Jumbotron, like she's just killing it. She's always dropping gems. I don't know how she does it. I could never do that. There are things that feel easy for you that you may not know are also superpowers. So when I talk about hidden skill sets, they may be hidden in terms of you are already doing it and you didn't even realize that was a superpower. So it could be not necessarily dormant, but it could be something you're already doing that you had literally just never thought, oh my gosh, what the crap? I could be monetizing this. I could be creating value from this. Okay, that's gold. Okay, you discount them because they come so naturally. That's exactly why they are so valuable. Okay, what takes you 10 minutes might take somebody else 10 hours. I was telling Amber and our team right before we jumped on this call, Amber is a freaking speed reader. What takes her 10 seconds takes me 10 minutes. Like literally, sometimes I'm like, Amber, did you even read this? Are you skimming this? Like, how can you be done this fast? So she's insane. She reads everything and retains everything. So that is something that comes very, very naturally to her, amongst many other wonderful things about her. Okay, I want you guys to consider, what types of things do people ask you with or ask you for help with? What are some things that people come to you with? That could be a monetizable skill. The task you complete faster than all of your other colleagues or peers. The problem you have solved repeatedly. If you've ever had somebody say, you should teach this. Next slide, please.
I was trying to tell Allison thank you. Then I have to move it to the up screen. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do the old-fashioned slides next time. I can't even find it. There we go. Bam. Next, right?
This is how AI explodes your skills. Okay, you guys have a skill, you have unique expertise. Nobody else. This is what I talk about when I say there's 8 billion people on this planet. And so much time, a lot of us spend looking at other people who are ahead of us, and we're like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could create that impact. I wish I lived here. I wish I would live next to this person. I wish I had this opportunity to be on this podcast or be on this stage. Like, my life would be totally different. And we spend so much of our lives comparing ourselves to somebody else and what somebody else is doing. And we never stop to consider that out of 8 billion people, you are the one that has an advantage over everybody else. You are the one that has a leg up on everybody else. You have a God-given gift with the experience to go with that gift. And the combination of those two things are irreplicable. There's 8 billion people on this planet who can never, ever be you. Your skill set combined with your judgment based off of your experience, that kind of creativity can only be brought about by you. There's literally nobody else that thinks the way that you do. There's nobody else that has the kind of ideas that you do. There's nobody else that's going to solve problems the way that you do. Amber gives me hope. Okay, now you guys combine that with AI tools. The faster you can go from idea to execution is a superpower. And so if that's not something that naturally comes to you, that's okay, because that's a skill set that you can build. That's a teachable skill set. When you add AI in, on top of that, it's massive speed, incredible scale, automation. There's so many capabilities that are unlocked. I mean, you guys already know. I don't have to go down the whole AI train right now. You guys already know. When you combine those two things, you can literally 10x your output. I remember when Grant Cardone used to talk about, you got to 10x, man. You got to go bigger, man. You got to go buy a $500 million apartment complex, man. I'm like, Grant, I'm just trying to figure out, how do I replace my income? Grant, I just want to make $5,000 a month. I don't give a shit about 10x in my stuff. I just need to replace my W-2. But this is he didn't word it this way. But this is what he was talking about. Just simply thinking bigger. If you can start thinking in 10x, you're going to all of a sudden start to see resources that are available to you where you can 10x that output. AI is one of those resources. So this is my gift. This is a prime example. I'm no Grant Cardone. I'm not a billionaire yet, but somebody like Grant Cardone could take this idea, write a 10x book about it. I could take some of the things that I learned and combine that with some of my experience and communicate that differently than Grant Cardone.
And 10x, the 10x, 1000x.
Absolutely.
That's
so
it.
Right here. Here's some examples right here on the bottom. This is important. AI amplifies your skills, period. You're a writer. Guess what? Is there anybody here who loves to write? Put a 1 in the chat if you love to write. Is anybody here a writer? Sharon is? Okay. So Sharon, think about this for a second. I'm Marcy. Beautiful. Wendy, if you're a writer, you combine that with AI, You just became, you're not a writer anymore. The identity that you take on is a content production powerhouse.
Wow.
If you're a designer, you're not just a designer anymore. You combine that. You're now running a full-blown brand agency. Is this making sense so far? If you're a consultant, you're a transformation partner. You're scaling impact with frameworks. Put a 1 in the chat if this is making sense. Is everybody seeing where we're going with this? Does everybody see how you take your unique thing, you combine that with AI, and it's like, holy cow. Is this connecting the dots for everybody? Are we starting to see a little bit more of a glimpse into something that we never even thought about or considered before? Okay, we're going to go a little bit deeper here. Writer plus AI. You can generate outlines. You can research topics. You can optimize for SEO. You can repurpose your content across all platforms, create entire content calendars in not even hours. I mean, honestly, you can create a content calendar in 5 minutes. This is how you multiply your output. If you're a teacher, think about teacher plus AI. We put an event on in Salt Lake in July and September of last year. Yeah, July and September of last year. And so I want you guys to think about how the advent of AI is changing things. Amber and I have gone so deep down the rabbit hole on AI. If you guys didn't know, our company is called the AI Network. Now, you guys might know it as the Active Income Network, but it's also a play on words because we're so heavily involved with AI, the AI Network. So if any of you guys, put a 2 in the chat if you're a teacher or have teaching experience, if you've ever been a teacher. Put a 2 in the chat. We got any teachers in here? Ms. Dawson. Jason, I did not know that about you, bro. I had no idea. That's awesome. That's cool. Wendy, David, I didn't know you were a teacher either. Derek's like, I subbed once. That's about the equivalent of a teacher is, you guys, what is that movie? I think it's Without a Paddle. They're talking about being Boy Scouts. And he's like, hey, you're a Boy Scout, right? He's like, no, but I ate a brownie once. That's what that's like. You're a teacher, right? No, but I subbed once. No, I'm just kidding, Derek. All right. If you're a teacher, think about teacher plus AI. You create personalized lesson plans. How many people do you guys know? Let's take that one line right off the get-go, just so I can give you guys some specific examples. How many people do you guys know that are out here trying to create and expand their podcast? How many people you guys know that got a podcast? Of those people that got a podcast, do you think that they're just trying to have a podcast for 1 to 2 people a month to watch? You think they're trying to grow it? Do you think they'd like to monetize it? In order to do those things, do you think they need to have some sort of structure to their podcast? Do you think it needs to tell a story? Do you think it needs to convey value in a certain way? There's a great way to test how successful any business is, whether it's a podcast or not. Money is the scoreboard. So you can't continue doing the same thing and being like, oh yeah, we got it. You got to continue iterating. This, my friends, is a really great example. If you're a teacher, how many people do you know that you can go serve and just monetize by creating impact, by helping people grow their podcast, by creating curriculum for their podcast, helping them plan out, helping them develop lesson plans, develop assessments that work, provide instant feedback. Okay, here's the deal. You can scale one-on-one tutoring into massive group things. Okay, if you're a marketer, anybody in here have marketing experience? Okay, a marketer plus AI. Analyze audience data like never before. Create countless campaign variations. Automate your email sequences. Predict market trends with precision. Optimize ad performance in real time. I mean, it's so crazy. If you got marketing experience, you combine that with AI, it's like, holy cow. You're going to move faster. You're going to get more people to know who you are faster than anybody else. If you're a designer plus AI, generate endless design variations. You know what, Amber? Tell everybody, I think you gave an example of somebody who's working with AI and real estate agents. If they are a designer, tell them about that example.
you can essentially do virtual staging with AI, specifically Nano Banana Pro, because it's very consistent. So as long as you know how to prompt, you could essentially do virtual staging, which I know some of the people have started in the Active Income Network, but I also just know people around that's not in our network have started this. So that's just one idea right there. And there is also there's endless possibilities actually. So like anything that somebody's taking time to do, and here's how you'll know. What do you not like doing in your real estate career if you're in real estate? Like what do you not like doing? Can you automate that? Does it take you time? Can you solve that pain point for somebody else? And are you uniquely qualified to do it? Probably. If you've had to do it and it's caused you pain and it's annoyed you, you know, that's an opportunity. So anytime that you see something that you need done in your business, that's an opportunity for you to solve that exact problem with AI for somebody else's business, which is that's exactly what we do.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go next slide, please. So she's pulling that up. Like she said, if there's anybody in here who's a designer, Tam says accredited stager here. If you're a designer or that's something you even enjoy doing, you can go find properties that are sitting on the market that haven't sold, reach out to those realtors, provide snap a couple of those pictures, throw them into Nano Banana, utilize AI to help stage them, and then sell those photos to the realtors to help them sell their properties. Okay, your skills, your income, let's build that bridge. Today's focus, identify your skill set. Okay, we're laser focused on step 1, not step 2. Don't get ahead of us. Everybody stay on the same page. Identifying your skills. This is the foundation. Everything else builds on this. Okay, you need to know exactly what you bring to the table before you can package it, before you can find your audience, before you can communicate it to your audience, before you can deliver any sort of value. And guess what? AI makes every single one of these steps faster and more effective. You guys can do this. Okay, we've got 4 different things. Okay, you're going to identify your skill, you're going to package your offering, you're going to find your audience, and you're going to deliver value. How many people in here are going to squat up? Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to squat up. Edmund's going to squat up, Elba, Kevin, Monica, Tam. Holy torpedo, Batman. We got a lot of people going to squat up. Beautiful. Okay, how many of you guys have gone to squat up in the past? Probably, if your experience was anything like mine, you go there and you meet with anybody and everybody. You walk away with like 200 blink cards, and then you get back home and you're like, man, I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these, I don't even know if you call it connections. I know a lot of people go, and it's a shame because there's so many resources in that room. But what people don't have clarity around is their Mount Everest. They have no idea what they're focused on, the impact they want to have. They have no idea what skill set they can monetize or where they can provide value. And so because of those 2 things, they have no idea who they should even be connecting with. They have no idea who their audience is. They have no idea what problems they can solve for people. And so one of the things that we are doing before Squad Up is we have an event that we're putting on in Denver on March 9th and March 10th. We're going to go through a little bit deeper into what you guys are going to get from this challenge. We're taking that to the next step in a 2-day event. And in addition to that, you guys are going to walk away from that event knowing who you should be connecting with over the next 3 days at Squad Up. So you're going to know and understand what resources you need, what skill sets you need, what your 90-day roadmap needs to look like. So when you go to those types of events, whether it's Squad Up or whatever, you have the ability to go and leverage the resources, the talents, and the skill sets that you need appropriately. If you guys want more information on it, put a 1 in the chat. I'll have my team reach out to you. It costs you $1 to save your seat. That's all. It costs you $1 to secure your seat. If this is something that you guys are like, hey, I want to know more about this. I want to take this to the next level. I want to understand how I can take and monetize what I'm already good at, what I'm learning from this challenge, and then expedite that with the people that I'm going to be meeting at Squad Up. Put a 1 in the chat. No, it's going to be in Denver. The Gaylord, I think, is in Aurora. So this is going to be in Denver. It's going to be on the 9th and the 10th. So we're going to help you guys identify your skill through this challenge. We're going to help you build a business around it. We're going to help you understand what that roadmap needs to look like. And then as far as like packaging and offering, finding your audience, that's why I said like Squad Up. That's where you're going to find your audience. That's where you're going to find the resources you need, like the package they offering, finding your audience, and knowing how and where to deliver that value a little bit more is going to be something that we're going to be going over at the event. So if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat or just comment. I will have, or Madison. Oh, Madison. I didn't realize Madison was in here. Madison is on our team. If you guys want more information or want to just chat, you can shoot her a text or a message and she'll get more information on over to you guys. It's going to be March 9th and 10th in Denver. Okay. Next slide. Okay, overcoming the I'm not ready trap. Is there any? I'm not even going to go into this. Is there anybody that's even having that thought right now? It's okay if you do. One thing I want to announce with this, Andrea, Seema, I want to both acknowledge the both of you really quick and just say thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for willing to, James. Thank you, James. Thank you as well. I appreciate you. I want to set a precedence right here and right now that everybody that's participating in this challenge, I want you to know that this is a safe place. I want you to know that you're not going to be judged. I want you to know that it's okay to be vulnerable in here and that you're going to be supported, even if you feel like you're not ready. And anybody who goes against those things is going to be booted. You're going to be out. Zero tolerance policy. This is a place of growth. This is a place of learning. And if you can't come in here and be honest with yourself and to be vulnerable, then you're not going to get anything out of this. So I want to set that precedence right here and right now for everybody in here. That is the expectation. That is the standard. And we will accept nothing less of that or than that. Okay, if you think you need more training, if you think you need more experience and more credentials before you can make money from your skills, I want you to know that is a trap. That is a fallacy in your thinking. And it's okay. It's nothing against you. I think we all started there in some way, shape, or form. We all had those thoughts at some point. And it's okay. It's your brain trying to keep you safe, to protect you from putting yourself out there. Like I said, to make more money, you're going to have to put yourself out there more because you're going to have to bring more value to the market. You're going to have to be able to solve more problems. Now, with that does come criticism. And so having those thoughts of like, I'm not ready, it's okay. Because this is a safe place. What you're not going to have, you're not going to receive criticism. You're not going to receive any sort of hate. You're not going to receive any sort of feedback from anybody in here because it won't be tolerated. Saying, hey, you shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Don't go on Facebook Live. Don't put yourself out there. You're not ready. That you got to do this first. You're not going to, that's not going to happen. That will not be tolerated in this group. Here's the thing is you get ready by doing. Unfortunately, here's the thing about courage is courage and confidence. You don't get courageous and you don't get the confidence in something before you do it. That's the sad. I know it sounds like a bumper sticker or something almost, but that's the truth. You don't gain confidence in anything before you do it. There's at no point will you sit on something for a long enough amount of time and just sit there and think, okay, yeah, I'm ready now. The confidence that you will gain will come from nothing more than just doing it. And when you're surrounded by an entire group of people who will tolerate nothing less than you becoming your true self, the money you want to make, guys, it's inevitable. That's how you create a system. That's how you create a recipe where your success becomes inevitable. You literally can't lose when you have an entire group of people that are pushing you up, that are calling you up, that are saying, hey, you joined this challenge because this is what you wanted to get out of it. This is what we're doing as a group, and this is what I don't see you doing. So we don't call people out in this group, we call people up, and we remind them of what they wanted in this group, the commitment they made to joining this challenge. And then we support the living hell out of them. We don't just call people up and then leave them. We call people up and we say, hey, this is what you wanted to do. As an example, I'm just going to use this as an example just because I see like going live on Instagram or Facebook or something like that as an example. I know some people might have a lot of reservation around that. So if I saw somebody in here who said, oh, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to, I'm going to say, hey, whoever, that's not what you signed up for. You said you wanted something different this year. You wanted something better this year. You're going to go live, and I'm going to go live with you. And we're going to do it together. And if you don't know what to say, that's perfectly fine. Let me do the majority of the talking, or let me use my skill set to maybe help ask you some questions to get you a little more comfortable. That's how we complement each other in this group, guys. This is how we're going to get through this challenge. Is there anybody who doesn't understand what I'm getting at or what the expectations are or how we're going to serve each other in this challenge? Okay, anything less is not going to be tolerated. You will be kicked out. You'll be removed. I will even go as far out of my way to make sure that I don't want any of that energy in my orbit. So you're not only going to be removed from this, I will never do anything with you again. I will not tolerate that kind of stuff. Okay, next slide. What do we got? 5 more slides after this. Okay, skills you guys can monetize right now. Your unique skill, what are you already good at? What is one person who has a problem? There's somebody out there that needs your help, and your job is to just be able to offer a simple solution. Okay, next slide. You do it once, and you've proven that it's possible. Okay, here are your action steps for week 1. Okay, everybody in here, defined your Mount Everest. Okay, you need a vision. You need something that you're shooting towards. You need that North Star. I gave you guys the framework for that. I want you to write it down and be specific with the impact that you want to create. Who is it that you are going to serve? What transformation will you provide for them? Make it concrete, make it compelling. This is your Mount Everest. Start right here, guys. Like I said, if you feel like it's not quite fitting, that's okay. This is going to change and it's going to iterate, because what's going to happen is you're going to find out more information about yourself, and you're going to change the way that you see and you think about things. So this Mount Everest will change. So what you put down right here, don't put nothing down because you're like, I don't really, put something down. Because having something written down is going to force you to think about that thing, or to change your line of thinking that's going to get you eventually to the place that you want to be. So define your Mount Everest. I would love to see everybody do that today and then put it in the WhatsApp chat. I want to see the WhatsApp chat. Speaking of setting expectations, the WhatsApp chat is not where we come to sell each other our shenanigans. That's not the point of this challenge. Okay. So there's none of that stuff going on. You guys help me police. None of that crap going on. There's a time and a place for that. This challenge just isn't it. I'm all for people helping people and monetizing their skills and making income and all that kind of stuff. This challenge is not the place to do it. Share your guys' Mount Everest in the chat by the end of today. I'd love to read them. I'd love to see what you guys are working on. This is all part of supporting each other. When somebody posts or shares something, how many of you guys post something on social media and then love it when nobody engages with it? How many of you guys love that? How many of you guys get all warm and fuzzy when you post something on social media? Took you a lot of energy to conjure up, maybe a lot of courage to conjure up, and then literally nobody engages with it. Nobody likes it. Nobody hearts it. Nobody comments on it. How many of you are like, oh, it makes me feel so good? Okay. So the expectation, and I know I'm not, I understand you guys have other shit going on. You guys can't just stop and just comment on and heart every little thing that happens in the chat. I get it. I get it, especially with over 100 people in there. But please just make an effort to support everybody in that chat when they do share something. And when you do get a chance to see it, scroll through, get caught up, please make an effort. It really does make a big difference when people can post into a chat and know that they're not going to be judged, that they're going to be supported, and people are going to engage with it and offer words of encouragement, support, advice. We all have things to offer each other. And in order for all of us to get the most out of this challenge, it's going to require a commitment from everybody to support each other in that way. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are willing to make that commitment. I'm going to put a 1 in the chat. Thank you. As somebody who is a coach, I believe greatly in accountability. I have no problem calling anybody up and using this chat as a agreement to say, hey, you put the 1 in here and you're not following through. Okay. Number 1, define your Mount Everest, share in the chat today. Number 2, complete your skills inventory. Amber and I are going to give you guys a master prompt that you guys will plug. You'll just copy and paste it. You don't have to do anything. You just literally copy and paste the entire thing, put it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to interview you. It's going to help you.
ChatGPT is the best one for this. Even if you use another language model, use ChatGPT for this one. It was made with ChatGPT. Just FYI.
So, I will share this prompt in the WhatsApp chat. So what I'm going to do is at some point today, I will get everybody who messaged me on Messenger into the WhatsApp chat if you're not already in there. Once you get in there, or if you're already in there right now, make sure your name, your first and your last name are updated in your WhatsApp profile. As long as everybody's first and last name are updated, I will put you guys into an accountability group. Your accountability group, actually, is that the next slide?
Nope.
Now let's go to the next slide. Okay, cool. So here's your guys' PC, your performance circle. Here's your guys, think about it. We're going to call it a performance circle. This is your guys' accountability group. Okay. I will have everybody put into an accountability group in the next 24 hours. So if you wake up tomorrow and you're like, oh, I'm not in there yet. Like, I'm on it. Our team's on it. We're going to get it done. Just give us 24 hours to get it put together. Okay. You're only going to be added there if in WhatsApp, your first and your last name are updated. Anybody who's just left with a phone number, about half the people in there just have phone numbers. So if you're just a phone number person, you're not going to get added. So this is part of me calling everybody up in here who wants to participate. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to baby you. Amber and I are happy to help facilitate this. We haven't done anything like this before. What I expect is to everybody to act like, I'm not even going to say adults. You're above that. We're trying to create impact here. To create the level of impact you guys want to have. I mean, I want you guys to start looking at yourself like 8-figure entrepreneurs. Like, what are 2 levels above where you need to be? And that's how I want you guys thinking. And I want you to commit to that. After I get everybody added to the WhatsApp chat, Then I'm going to post in the master prompt that we created. That's going to help you guys uncover some of those hidden skills. Chat's going to interview you, and then it's going to help you understand what your primary MACDOT is and what your secondary MACDOT is. Okay, next week, we are going to help you marry your MACDOT to a specific business or a couple different things to kind of get you guys understanding, hey, here's what I could be doing. And then at the week after that, we're going to focus on AI, how to take your business, your skill set that you now created, and how to expedite that with AI. Okay, so that's about what the next 3 weeks look like. These are kind of the weekly themes that we're going to be going over the next 3 weeks. Your performance circle is going to be ran by some of our wonderful clients who said, hey, I would be willing to help facilitate these. So please be patient with them. Like you guys, they also have families. They also have other obligations and things that they're doing in their business, but they volunteered to kind of help facilitate and answer any questions you guys have. They are going to, we'll probably end up putting everybody into a, I hate to say another group chat, but you're going to, your performance circle will have its own WhatsApp chat. So there'll probably be about 10 people or so in your guys' performance circle. So you guys are going to have the main challenge WhatsApp chat, and then you're going to have your own performance circle WhatsApp chat. So you got one with everybody and then one with just your performance circle. So any Zooms throughout the week that your performance circle has is going to be coordinated through your performance circle leader. And they'll let you know who that is. I saw, did you come off mute, Amber? Was there something you wanted to add?
Nope.
Okay. Next slide. We got 2 slides left, guys. Thanks for hanging in. This was awesome. Was this an awesome 2 hours or what, guys? Was this helpful? Is this what you guys came for? Who's excited for this?
Me.
I'm freaking tickled pink, man.
So guys, I know on the last slide, one of it was to go research AI tools, and I saw Kyle's sweet message to me about how he has hope because of my slide movement abilities up here. But listen, AI is fantastic, and I do encourage you to just go look at, there's a lot of free resources out there that you can learn about AI. You do not have to pay very expensive tools or spend a lot of money. Just go start somewhere. Just play with it.
I'm the queen of free. If you can't find it, I'll let you know.
Awesome. I love
Okay,
it.
you got resources here to support you guys' journey. Okay, this community, what we're building here is huge. It is very intentional. It is policed very well. And then you've got your AI tool library. Okay, your PCs have leaders using AI tools right now. So they will help you guys kind of facilitate, once you guys get into your PCs, if you guys have questions about certain AI systems, or you're getting an idea around what you want to do or what value you want to create or what you want to monetize for active income, and understanding maybe which AI tools to help facilitate that. Obviously, lean on your PC. If nobody in the PC knows, like your leadership will be able to help you kind of conjure up some ideas and help facilitate a better understanding of what some of those AI resources are out there right now and which ones might complement you the most. Okay. If anybody wants access to this presentation, here's what you got to do. This is the only way you're going to get access to it. Okay. Go follow us on Instagram right now. I want you guys to post an Instagram story. Take a screenshot. If you guys haven't yet, whatever you want to do, post an Instagram story, tag Amber and I in it, and share one thing that you learned today. What was one thing that was so important, that was valuable? What was it a mindset shift? Was it an opening to something you hadn't thought about considering before? Did you get more insight into who you were? Did the master prompt help you uncover something that you never considered monetizing before? Did it help you kind of combine? I know some, as an example, I know some of you guys said that, hey, I am a a teacher, or I've had teaching experience, or I've taught before. Some of you guys even said that you've substitute taught before. Helping you guys understand how you can marry that experience, combine that with AI to produce something of magnitude, to help you guys understand how you can monetize. If that was something that was helpful for you, then please share it. Share it. Tag Amber and I in. As soon as Amber and I go through, we'll send every single person who notifies us with a tag on their Instagram story. We'll send you guys the this presentation so you guys have it for your records. So this is it. We've got 9 minutes left. Does anybody have any further questions for Amber or I? Any comments? Anything that we can help do?
Love you. See if Amber, if you guys need help with it, adding anybody or anything else, just let me know.
Thank you so much.
Aaron says, where's the master prompt? I'm going to add everybody who shoots me a DM, either on Instagram or Facebook Messenger. I'm going to add them to the WhatsApp chat. After I get everybody added to the WhatsApp chat, I'm going to share that master prompt in the WhatsApp chat. Ooh, Yumi asked, Amber, you go ahead and answer this one. Yumi asked, what AI programs are your favorites?
I have a favorite program for different things. Gamma clearly is no longer my favorite for presentations, even though I just posted that video the other day. I've presented myself. I haven't been a facilitator of a presentation in Gamma, so I'm sorry about that. But as far as language models are concerned, ChatGPT is going to be the best for step-by-step. I don't like ChatGPT for copy, communication, words, any of that. Claude's going to be the best for vibe coding. So if you want to code something, I'm not a coder, so I don't really use that. But the two that I love the most, it will be at this point Gemini 3, because it's going to give you the most communication back and forth. And then Manus is going to give you that deep research. And then if you want to do fact checking, Grok. But I'm usually fact checking on Twitter. So anyway, I love those three. I use them a lot. And then I have other AI tools that I use for other things. One of the things that I like to do is create tools within tools, right? Like leverage the skills inside of Manus, or to create my own custom GPT inside of ChatGPT. But you don't have to start off doing that. I just encourage you to play with them, and you'll see that different ones have different capabilities. And it's a race. It's a race right now. Like Manus is partnering with Meta, and Gemini's taken off, and ChatGPT's like Claude's putting out a Super Bowl commercial about ChatGPT. So like they're in a war right now. They're all going to pair down as soon. And so we'll get to see who the real winners are. And I just want to make sure that I'm ahead of the game. So yeah.
I love that. Andrea asked, what were the other two requirements? Just post us in an Instagram story. And then just on that post, just share like, what was the one thing that you took away? Like, what was the one thing that you learned? It's really interesting. Amber was talking about data and research. Her and I were scraping information, I think like IRS tax records for like real estate
data
investors. Yeah. You want to share what it came back with?
Yeah. So real estate investors, the average based on tax records and census data, make between 55,000 and 120,000 a year. 120,000 is on the big end, the larger end. So if you put that in perspective, that includes large people like Grant Cardone, Pace Morby, Ryan Pineda, those people in the space. What it does not include are the lower end people that do not file taxes, or who had a loss or that. So we think that the number is probably a lot lower. And when we think about that, it just gives us more hope and promise in what we're doing. Because the thing is nobody starts real estate to make $55,000 a year. You don't, that's not generational wealth. It can be good money to some people, and I would totally, if that's what you make, I would be grateful for that. I'm all into being so grateful for everything that I have. But I will say that if your goal and your outset in life is to make generational wealth, then that's not the way. That's not the way to start it off. Yes, you can park your money in assets. Yes, you can have taxes. I know all about taxes, way too much information about taxes, honestly. But that's not why we signed up. If you look at that kind of salary and you look at the entrepreneurial journey that you have to commit to for making only $55,000 a year, you will see that you are severely underpaid for the amount of work that you do. You might as well go back to the W-2, knock that out, and go home at the end of the day and be with your family and kick your feet up and watch Netflix. If you're in it for $55,000 a year, then know that. If you're in it for generational wealth, then make so much active income to where you can truly go and leverage the money that you have, leverage the credibility that you have, leverage the floor that you have, leverage everything that you have built to park it and to grow that way. You have to get your active income up. You will not be able to weather the storms. I know that because I've learned it the hard way.
So this is the place to be, guys. This is what we're going over. This is the foundation for the next 30 days. Okay. Man, almost 2 hours on the dot. This was exciting. This was cool. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for joining and being part of this. This is just the beginning. We're collectively creating something together, and it takes each and every one of you guys. So on behalf of Amber and I just want to acknowledge each and every one of you guys because you make this whole thing happen. This literally couldn't happen without you guys. In the middle of a day on a Thursday, you could be doing so many other things. You could be to give us 2 hours of your time. I remember, you guys see I love music. I've recorded music. I've been on internet and satellite radio stations before. I've been on local radio stations. I've recorded, I've done the whole thing. Man, I remember thinking, if somebody was willing to give me 3.5 minutes to listen to a song that I wrote, like, oh my gosh, I'd be over the moon. And I still am. Like, anytime anybody's willing to give me any amount of their time, it's as you guys know, it's more valuable than anything else. So for you guys to give us 2 hours of your time, I just want to acknowledge you and the sacrifice that some of you may have made. Whether it's skipping lunch or family time or business meetings to be here. And I just want you guys to all know that as long as you guys are here and you guys are committed, you will absolutely have mine and Amber's full attention and commitment to your guys' success throughout this challenge and hopefully beyond. So I appreciate you guys. Let's see here. One last thing. If you don't have Madison's contact information, I know she put it in the chat. You may have to scroll up a little bit. We are doing an event in Denver, March 9th and March 10th, right before, and it complements, and it's kind of that next phase as to what you guys will learn from this challenge and what you'll take away. I think we've only got maybe 20 or 25 seats left, I think is all. So everybody who put a one in the chat or hit Madison up for more information, costs you $1. That's all to get your seat going, to secure your seat. So if you guys want more information on it, let us know. Reach out to Madison. We'll get you guys more information. Amber, anything else?
I just want to say it's the little things. I know I've harped on this a lot, but Wendy, when you put that comment in next slide and put that little blue slide, I lost it. I lost everything. And then when I looked up at your sweet faces and I saw Monica smiling, it was over. And that's my favorite kind of day. Like, if somebody can hijack my composure, man, that's my goal of every presentation. I want to hijack everybody's composure. Like, get the presenter off their game. That's what you have to do, right? And you nailed it. I loved it. I love that chat today. Thank you guys.
Awesome, guys. If you guys can just give Amber and I and our team a little bit of grace, we're going to get you guys rolling. So we'll get you guys added. We'll get you guys the AI master prompt. You guys have your homework for the week, and we'll get you your performance circles ready to go. So
thank you guys.
Thank you all. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you
Love
so
you guys.
much, guys.
You bet, Seema. Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.